So, GTI Golf, here it is in Ireland, unfortunately in a city, and we're actually in Dublin City at the moment, so we are kind of restricted how far we can go with the car. But I'm a bit confused with the GTI Golf because, well, the Golf confuses me, as does the Audi A3 and a Seat Leon. They're good and comparable cars, so now the step up to this car isn't as big as it used to be from an old Golf. So when you had an ordinary Golf, an ordinary diesel one or something, the step to the GTI Golf was quite big because the suspension was much firmer. The whole car was firmer in general. So the step to the GTI Golf from a diesel Golf isn't as big as it used to be, and neither is it the step from the 1.4 TSI to this one. And that's kind of a problem. It is in horsepower, don't get me wrong. Horsepower wise, this thing is the king by miles, but you can actually have an awful lot of fun in the 1.4 TSI. Maybe not as much fun as in this one. You're not going to do track days or anything else like that, but to live with it is a different story. But let's talk about the GTI Golf itself. Okay, so the gear shift is a golf ball, which is kind of traditional, I suppose, in a way. There is no handbrake that you can pull. It's only electronic. That's it. It's the only handbrake that's in it. I don't mind that so much, but you know, track day car, you never know what you want to do with a handbrake. Noise, acceleration, all good. It's on the ball, on the money all the time, and that's a nice way to be. It's nice for a GTI Golf to be doing that sort of manoeuvre at the best of times. The steering is sharpening. They're getting very clever with electronic steering wheels these days. You know, it's not hydraulic in the old sense. It still is electronic, but it is, you know, there is a cleverness coming through from VW and from the Germans in general about how the electronic steering works these days, because it is actually quite nice. The car itself actually has stop-start, as you can hear. It has air conditioning. This one is a fairly sort of mid-range one. It doesn't have the sport pack or anything on it, so we're missing the kind of red stripe around the front, which you do get involved with the sport pack. The feeling within the car is that I'm in something very solid, nice and heavy on the road, but not hunkered down too much. It's actually quite comfy, even in these kind of bumpy streets, which there is very bumpy streets around here. It is quite hunkered down, but, you know, comfy at the same time. It still has the heritage of GTI Golf, and that's the most important part. It's the heritage that actually sells these cars. Everybody wants a Golf, every car company, and every car company wants a GTI Golf as well, which is why some of the other car companies do actually make GTI. They'd all like to have a car that can do what this does. Now, this is only a 3-door one. It will be available in 5 doors, it is. We won't have a full test of this until later on in the year. I think it's somewhere in October, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a launch one, but it is, I mean, it's a lovely place to be. It's nice to know that you have all that power. You know, it's 220 brake horsepower. This one, performance pack, I think, gets you a bit more as well. There's more details to come through today. I was anxious to get here and get out in the car and see how it feels, how it drives, how it goes, what it feels like to actually manoeuvre it around the road was the most important part. Does make a lovely grunty noise, you know, there is that, and there's a great surge. It's not a big kick in the face of acceleration, it's a lovely big long surge of acceleration. You know, you're going faster and faster and faster. It's one of those times where the passenger will immediately start going all along, but they won't do it instantly. It's not like they're going to start screaming at you because of the sudden burst of acceleration. So I'm stuck at traffic lights again, but you know what? It's okay, because I'm in a GTI Golf. There is a lovely feeling throughout the car. It is really nice. Just the walk between it, where it is, and the diesels and the petrols, ordinary ones, just has narrowed a lot, and that's going to change matters for where the Golf lives in my mind. Lovely grunt out of it there, alright. Right, well, more from it in October when I get a full proper test drive out on big fat roads, and we'll see if we can get some track time or something with it as well, here and there. Do my best, but until then,